Hi, Sag. This is your home light security reading for the month of April. Um, and it may carry over a little bit into May because of the way that the astrology happens to be working. So you might be getting a little bit of an oomph for the beginning of May. Now, hold on, I'm being told to shift something and check something. All right, I got Mars energy coming through for you, and I'm feeling Mars and maybe Mars communication, so Mars Mercury, personal or family judgment, kind of residing in your three-dimensional world, but also in like your sacral and your solar plexus. This this has to do with how you're feeling about yourself, your belief in yourself. It has to do with your creativity and where you're willing to take it. And are you having the time? Are you having the time? Are you making the time to do what you want to do, as well as facing some of your fears or your abilities of being able to do what you want to do? Is that right? Anything else here I need to know about? I don't know which one. They're giving me like some Scorpio energy, so this might have to do with your life shifting or changing its direction. For me, Scorpio is kind of like the death card. Scorpio is, birth, death, rebirth. So this is the changing of that, the allowing of the cycle to shift. But this, I really feel like it's having a lot to do with how you're securing yourself within yourself, as well as how you're passing judgment on yourself. I mean, and maybe others family judgment and stuff, but usually for me, that's when the family judgment thing comes up, it's usually judgment of yourself. Um, Maybe being too inflexible, stubborn, thinking you know it all, or holding on to bitterness and blame. Are you speaking what you truly want with authority, or are you afraid of failure if you do speak up, or if you even try to take the actions that you want to take? Yeah, I'm getting some of that's just sacral chakra. And for me, sacral chakra is also, like I said, I mean, it's definitely some Mars energy too. It's self communication, because sacral chakra is, according to the mainstream screwed up so much of the chakras. They really have. But to try to keep it into that idea, it's not just sexuality, it's not just the relationships that you have either. It's 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 coming back into your I am power, but not truly right there yet. It's overcoming insecurities, being afraid, rejected, helplessness, repressed energies, um, even in some cases anger. But that has to do with, I like to use Mars as, when I'm speaking about the sacral chakra, like to use Mars as, he's not just the courage, your inner warrior, your inner SWAT team, but he's got to have confidence. So in a form, he's your inner belly dancer too. And how good do you feel about yourself? If you were the biggest sumo wrestler and you still felt good enough to be out and be like, yeah, I'm the shit, huh? Then that's you being in that power, being in that consciousness of feeling good about yourself, feeling that you are glorious, feeling that you're courageous, and that your courageousness can be contagious in the way of believing in yourself. This is where I feel like this energy is going, and asking yourself if you're feeling that way about yourself. Like I said, I've said it many times, some days you look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, I look good. I'm ready to take on the day. And some days you look in the mirror and you're like, what happened here? This is about feeling it in your soul. Those, not just looking it in the mirror and feeling, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. This is feeling it in your soul that you're ready. Because on an astrological level, the sun is walking through your fifth house, but it's about to move into your sixth house, which does mean there's some shifting going on here to make sure that you're getting into your true creative expression, the true you, the soul expression. And there's some major magic that can happen here if you're doing the work at this time. Because in a form, it's setting a new platform within your daily mundane. When I get into the astrology, I'll explain that better. Let me see. It looks to me like these two are the cards that are talking for you. So let's see what they have to say. What does Sagittarius need to hear? What does Sagittarius need to hear? What does Sagittarius need to hear for April? Yeah, let's make sure we get the right month. What does Sagittarius need to hear for the month of April to help them move forward in the most positive of ways? Okay, you moved on me. And I'm hearing for you guys need to also learn how to be grounded. The first thing that comes out, and this is from an I Ching deck, she's diving into the waters, diving deep into the waters. This is called the well. It is seeking the truth, seeking the wisdom, the insight, the intuitive knowing, returning to your own inner source, getting to the bottom of things, taking the risk so that you can penetrate the energy and the action that will take place. It is, whoa, I just threw it. And of course, it is getting into your own abysmal danger of coming to know yourself, getting into parts of yourself that you might be uncomfortable with because you're actually going through emotional difficulty that you're learning to heal, which technically is a good thing. It's being in the, like a baby, and the baby is in the belly, the waters of the belly. You're about to be reborn in a form. Is allowing that rebirthing to take place from one spiritual level to another, from one, wow, I just heard, from one metaphysical level to another, from one material level to another. So this is on many different dimensional energies that this is taking place for you. Is there anything else here that Sagittarius needs to hear before I get to the other deck? The turning point. The turning point. It is return, the start of a new cycle. It is the right timing, regeneration. It is to give away and to share. But I mean, look at it. It's the snake that's going through many different endeavors, but he's also eating his tail. So it's finishing a cycle, it's beginning a cycle, it's being receptive, it's yielding but supportive. It is intuitive and devotional. It is again in the belly of the womb for the rebirth of the dragon, as this one states. It is the thunder, the shock, the impulsive. So this is a lot of like going inward and allow the growth to show itself. It feels like this is a glorious time for you. A major shifting change is about to happen if you're willing to do that work and you're allowing to grow with it. Is there anything else here? Is there anything else here? Yeah, retreat inward, which is basically what those other cards were saying. Go inward, go into your inner waters, allow that maturity of those inner waters to teach you the lesson right now. There's a creative authority and power that is inspiring from within them. It is the death of a transformation into a new. It is a timely departure of letting go so that you are withdrawing for the rejuvenation. Don't hesitate to walk away from the situation if it will help you to grow at this time. It's also asking you to meditate and to give yourself the proper rest. But I know there's another deck, so let me see what that other deck had to say before we get into the astrology itself. I mean, I really feel like this is a very powerful time for you, very good self-exploring time. But I feel like it's not just self-exploring, like it's gonna shift a lot of things in your shift your world itself if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're believing in yourself right now. If you're allowing that growth to come through. What else does Sag need to hear? Thank you. Renewal of your own inner peace. This is also about loving yourself, just like I was saying in the beginning, that sacral chakra. This is not just feeling sexually attractive, feeling confident, but this is about, like I said, not needing the mirror to go, yeah, I'm the shit. This is about knowing it from inside, allowing your inner peace to literally come from inside and to know from inside everything that you already are. It's just helping you to re-know it. Don't get in your own way by being too inflexible. Infinite blessings are here for you. It's just asking you to bless yourself, really, is what I'm getting from it. And a harvest is coming your way. So, I mean, this is very good things that are going. The only thing that can get in the way is if you let yourself get in the way. And I don't think you're going to do that. So, yay you. Now, let me put my cards back. Let me see where we are looking. Okay. You have Mercury that is moving out of Aries and into Taurus on the 10th. This is all big stuff because it's going to be crossing over Eris, which I will get back to you on in a minute. You have on the 14th, Mars moves into Pisces. On the 16th, you have the full moon in Libra, but it is a void, of course, to Scorpio. You have on the 19th, the sun moves into Taurus. The 29th, Pluto is going to go retrograde. Mercury is also moving into Gemini at that time. So Mercury ain't playing in Taurus. It's going to be zipping through here in like 2 weeks. Then you have the new moon, which is taking place in Taurus as well. So you have a lot of stuff going on here with the Taurus energy. Don't forget, this is a dark month. I don't know if most astrologers are going to bring that up or not, but the very first day of the month was the new moon. The last day is the new moon. Yes, you have the full moon in between, but the month began and end in a new moon. So this is a dark month of doing some deep-seated healing, bringing some true illumination forward. And it's a very powerful month, but it also has to do with true, honest balance, soulfully. Now, as we look for you, I always start it with wherever the sun is, because wherever the sun is universally right now is technically the house that you were walking through. So it's where the illumination is taking most of its place from, taking place the most from. And for you, like I said, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's your fifth house going into your sixth house. Well, your fifth house is your inner child. But more importantly, it's your inner pursuit of pleasure. It's your inner fun zone. Why are you here? What makes you enjoy being here in this planet, on this earth, with all of us right here now? If you aren't being able to experience that, be part of what it is that you enjoy, what makes you want to be here, what makes you tick, then I think we got a problem. Okay? Now, this is where the sun is. You also have Chiron here, which means there's certain things that you're either not fully believing in yourself in and exploring, or giving yourself the pat on the back because you really are good at it, giving yourself the opportunity to get good at it. Because this is where like the sports people get into their sports, learn that they love it, and become the athletic, people that you look up to. Or this is where, your musicians spend their time getting into their music and writing the music or playing the music or poetry. Without this energy, they couldn't be the ones that you want to read about or the musicians that you want to listen to. So this is asking you what makes you tick, what makes you enjoy life, what makes you want to be part of it. It is your personal interest. It is your personal expression. Are you getting to know you and express that? Chiron is here saying there's parts of you that don't either fully take the time for it or don't fully believe in it. And that needs to stop. But more importantly, Chiron's going to be here for a couple of years, I believe, or at least the whole year. I haven't looked that far ahead. But he moves slow. More importantly, at the end of Aries, which is this energy for you, you have Eris, Medusa. That's who I call Eris. Eris is the goddess of trouble, toil, strife. She's also the goddess of resentment. And this is Aries being a new cycle being able to be put into fruition. The Sun and Mercury have been here and are going to travel over Eris, Medusa. And this is asking you, are you going to be communicating your expression from trouble, toil, strife, and resentment? Or are you healing from that trouble, toil, strife, and resentment? And spirits had me use this the whole time around for this month because there's a commercial out that has Medusa on it. And in the commercial, she's wearing a pair of sunglasses. And when I think of Medusa and the story of Medusa, I think she got done ugly. I'm like, that wasn't fair. I'm like, she was just a pretty girl. It's not her fault that the gods liked her and attacked her. It wasn't her fault that the other one got jealous and attacked her. She was just a pretty girl. She wasn't necessarily out to do anything wrong. The gods stuck their 2 cents in. And now you have Medusa, who is left alone in despair by herself. Everything she looks at, she turns into stone. And then made this hideous looking thing with all the snakes coming out. But in the commercial, this is why Spirit is showing me it this way. Because in the commercial that there is, I don't even know what the commercial is about, but she's got a pair of sunglasses on. And with the sunglasses on, she's been able to kind of give the gods, from what they did to her, a little bit of a fuck you and reclaimed her power. And because she's able to go out in society, she's able to have a social foundation again without turning everybody to stone in this commercial, unless she pulls up her sunglasses and looks with her real eyes. So the idea here is, are you going from your creative expression and everything that makes you tick and enjoy life and being able to be part of it? Are you able to express from the Medusa who called back her flowers and put her sunglasses on because she's grown? She's illuminated in a new way and been able to call all of her power back to her, including that expression, including the things she enjoys, including the things she wants? Or are you doing it from trouble, toil, strife, resentment, and then you're not going to exactly get what you're wanting out of it? So how are you viewing it is what we're looking at here. And the sun is going to illuminate this energy as it crosses over it and then goes into your sixth house, which is your daily mundane tasks. The people, places, things of energies that you consume, they also consume you. This is where your manifestation comes from. Are you going to be entering that sixth house mid-month from that more resentful place, or from, I learned a trick or two and I can get to my expression, I can get to what I enjoy, I can still be me and you can't stop me? Are the people, places, and things of energies that you consume consuming you, or are you consuming them and making them work for you? People, places, and things of energies you consume. Your groups, your memberships, your friends, your committees. Are they supporting you in your daily routines? Are these daily routines healthy? Are they getting you to be able to express, your fun, your pursuit of pleasure, your enjoyment? Or are you not having time for that because of the mundane tasks and the people, places, and things that you have in your life? Are they keeping you from it? This is part of what you're looking at. The sun is illuminating this as it crosses over it. Mercury and its communication is illuminating the truth as it crosses over Medusa here. You also have Pallas, which is going to be Athena, the warrior goddess, tripping over this energy as it crosses through here. So are you strategically making it work for you or against you? Are you entering these daily mundane tasks and with your expression being from a higher point of view of I've learned something and put on those Medusa sunglasses, or from trouble, toil, strife? This is ultimately getting into how you feel about yourself and where you're going to take this energy. Now, as we move out of where the sun's going to be, because like I said, the sun, Mercury, Mars is all coming with it as it goes into Taurus. The only thing that's not going in there is Medusa or Eris. Then you have independence, individuality, uniqueness, freedom, Uranus in here. You also have the North Node in here of your daily routines. So are your daily mundane routines supporting everything you want to see in life or not? Your health, your diet, your people, your places, your things. If not, they're showing you what you need to change so that they can. As you go into your seventh house, this is going to start to be where it shows itself in the relationship zone. Because if you don't have the right relationships, the right people, places, and things, then you're going to have the threefold of the wrong ones in your relationships. Or they're showing you where the threefold can be brought into healthier relationships by addressing where they're nurtured or neglected. So what are you nurturing and what are you neglecting in these relationships, and are they supporting you as well? Ceres is the threefold, but she's also speaks to you about nurturing or neglecting. This is the relationship itself, asking you if you're coming into what you truly desire or if you're just going with the damn flow. Really. What do you expect to get out of these relationships? And how you expect to receive that answer will be according to what's nurtured or neglected. And are you evaluating the truth of what's being nurtured or neglected in these relationships, taking you all the way back to your inner enjoyment? Now, You don't have anything else going on that side of the chart until we get to the full moon. And the full moon for you is your 11th house. Kind of still what I was talking about. You have Haumea here, which most astrologers are not going to be talking about. Haumea is sitting right on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio, where the full moon's going to take place in your 11th house as it trips into your 12th house. And Haumea in astrology is the collective consciousness. So it's again asking you about the groups, the memberships, the committees, the people that you keep. Do they support the goals, dreams, ambitions of what you're trying to take your life? And you find out the goals, the dreams, the ambitions of what you want by understanding what interests you, what your pursuit of pleasure is, what makes you tick, what makes you enjoy life. If you don't have time to do those things, then you're not going to be able to have the time to go after your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. So it's asking you during the full moon to see what groups, memberships, and committees you're keeping, and are they the right people? And is it something that continues to grow and be nourished, or is it something that you are seeing as more of a neglecting? It's just showing you the truth, that full moon is. Now, as you get over to your second house, which is where you manifest from, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. You have Pluto here, which has been trying to teach you for the last, 10 years or more? A new level of addressing yourself, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. New levels of liberation, of finding yourself, because Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. But it's also going into shadow. So it's going, where are you neglecting part of your integrity, part of your power, part of your soul self? Where are you not feeding the soul versus where you nurturing it? With Pluto going in shadow, it's going to be hitting you beneath the belt here, showing you where you're not, or where you are adding up, where you're measuring up or not, and what needs to be changed. Because when Pluto goes retrograde, it's the only planet that goes into overdrive. Then when you get into your third house, your communication, you have Saturn here. And you've had Mars here up until what, the 14th? When it moves into Pisces. So Saturn here, Vesta here, and Juno here. The commitment to the proper communication, setting the right boundaries of how to communicate with yourself and the outer world, how to address the subject better to yourself as well as the outer world. Where are you communicating truth or lies, inner blindness? Where are you in your power? Where are you feeling good about yourself? Where are you giving the sacrifice and commitment to yourself? Okay? This is all just questioning, asking you how to make sure you're on the right track. Because when it gets into your fourth house, the fourth house right now is Pisces, which is also the universal 12th house of your grief, sorrow, shame, blame, and insecurity. Sagittarius, there's a reason you guys are quiet and like to keep your secrets to yourself, like to keep your inner world hidden from the outer world. Because let's face it, you guys beat up on yourselves. You don't like the rest of the world to see that, but that's part of that inner 12th house as your fourth house. The inner 12th house by Pisces is grief, sorrow, shame, blame, insecurities, inner blindness. So it's asking you where you're sweeping your truths that can heal you under the carpet. Where are you not seeing how great you are, and you're allowing things to continue to go on that aren't working for you? Jupiter is here, bringing abundance to it, but he's sitting right there with magic Neptune. So are you creating, again, the same old story, telling yourself that it's okay when you really want more? Well, if you want more, go get it. Don't be afraid. You have Mars and Venus coming in here. This is saying don't allow your inner blindness to give you the idea that you're not as glorious as you are. You have the power in you to believe in you, to love you, to be that energy that you show the rest of the world, but give it to yourself. Love yourself, and you're going to find everything is going to change because you're able to address the parts of yourself you're afraid of. And with that, it's going to bring a whole new world. I love you guys. Bye.